Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, wherever you are and however you may be listening, welcome to another episode of The Alpha, the show where we talk about the hottest topics in pop culture and sports. I have an exciting episode lined up for you guys today. We're going to be talking about some movie news in the movie industry that has been going on during CinemaCon. We're going to talk about the latest changes to the NFL rules in the NFL and the gift that keeps on giving. We are going to be talking about, of course, the Dallas Cowboys and the recent drama that just has been going on lately with Micah Parsons' contract. But before we get into all that, be sure to hit the like button on the podcast and the video and subscribe to the channel and tap those notification bells to get notified when all my videos go live. Be sure to check out the Alpha podcast in the link below via YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. I love you guys so much, and let's get into our first topic. So the first topics that we are going to be talking about is the CinemaCon news that has been going out for the past couple of days. CinemaCon first started on March 30th, and we got some brand new news on some exciting comic book pop culture movies that I am very excited for, and we're going to get right into it. So the first film we are going to talk about is Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. It was just teased at CinemaCon the other night, and we got some new still images for the upcoming title of the film. Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse is set to release June 4th, 2027. The sequel came out back in 2023, and originally Beyond the Spider-Verse was supposed to come out March 29th, 2024. So this film was going to be coming out 4 years since Across the Spider-Verse, and originally this delay came about because of the production issues when it came to VFX, voice castings, etc. And we got our very first look at the film, and I can say I am very excited. We got a still image here. You can just look at the color art. Just look how beautiful the directors, the producers, and the VFX artists, everybody involved in this film, and even the past two films, Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse, just taking this time to acknowledge the great work that they do to put these films into light for us fans, to make it seem like that comic book feel. It was always new and original doing Into the Spider-Verse, and it seems like they're just taking it to a whole nother level, because when originally the news came out that it was going to be coming out 2024, it was 9 months originally after Across the Spider-Verse came out. And a lot of fans were like, okay, they must have been developing this for the last 2 years. They were ready to set it up. And then it got delayed. So it's essentially going to be delayed another 3 years and some change. And I am an advocate always. Give people the time they need to take to be able to do the work they need to do. It is something that Marvel, specifically in the MCU, and a lot of films have been struggling with. It's something that we have been talking about recently with Avengers Doomsday. They haven't even started production yet. They haven't even started filming the film yet. And everything's already fixing to be released in another year. Granted, that's live action. This is different. This is animation. It takes a whole lot more time to get animation VFX done than it does with live action. But I'm a firm believer. Give yourself adequate time to do stuff appropriately, and you come out with a great product. So we got a lot of images here. Gwen's going to be back. You know, so Across the Spider-Verse did end off with Miles coming off a variant of himself from another universe where he is the Prowler. So Gwen and everybody, Spider-Man Noir, Penny Parker, all of them, Spider-Pig, I don't even know, Spider-Ham, I think was his name. So all of them's hopping in this portal to go save Miles in another universe. So in another storyline that we got to consider as well, Miguel O'Hara and all of them are also wanting to track down Miles as well. That is where Across the Spider-Verse ended. So when it says Beyond the Spider-Verse, I expect this film to have a lot of multiversal elements to the story. I think we might see more variations of Gwen Stacy, maybe even another variation of Miles, since Miles is the Prowler in this universe. I just hope that they don't get too messy with the multiverse thing. Just at the end of the day, have an compelling story that the audience will appreciate. I know that this movie is going to be great. I have enjoyed the past 2 films, and I don't expect nothing different from the casting director, and the production crew. It is one of the best things that Sony has produced Spider-Man wise in a very long time. I'm going to be very interested to see what they do with Miles with possibly being live action. Amy Pascal has recently hinted above that, and Tom Holland himself in the past. So just the images look great. What we got, no complaints. I just expect Miles Morales to hone in what it means to be his version of Spider-Man, grow up and handle the task of being Spider-Man and having to handle fighting a version of himself, having to deal with Miguel O'Hara, and possibly other foes that will be coming his way. It's going to be a great movie for Spider-Man fans, those who are fans of the Spider-Man lore, those who are fans of Miles Morales, as well as those who are a fan of Peter Parker himself. So I'm excited for that. And we are going to get into another Spider-Man project that was released during CinemaCon as well. We got news of the upcoming Tom Holland sequel, Spider-Man 4 Brand New Day. This title was pretty much recycled from the comic book run, and we just got some quick details here. So it is set to release in theaters July 31st, 2026. It will be directed by Destin Daniel Cretton, the director of Shang-Chi, which was a movie I liked a lot. And it is MJ and Ned are going to be back. So Zendaya is going to be back playing the role of MJ. And we have Sadie Sink, which was the new actress that was just put into the film. And she is rumored to be possibly playing the villain. A lot of people were speculating her to play Jean Grey, Black Cat. We're just waiting to see where that falls. But I did see information earlier where they're trying to look for a male and a female villain in around a 30-year-old range. And it is set to begin filming this summer. So during CinemaCon, Tom Holland did come on to the stage and pretty much stated to the crowd they haven't started production yet. You know, it's going to be brand new. Everything's wiped out. So where we saw from the end of Spider-Man No Way Home with the suit, nobody knowing who's Peter Parker, it's a clean slate. It is going to be a classic Spider-Man film, which I am happy about because I've been on the record. I am not a huge fan of Tom Holland's trilogy. I'm really not. I enjoyed, of course, Tobey Maguire is my number one. Then I have to say Andrew Garfield, and then Tom Holland's trilogy is last for me. I liked Homecoming. I really enjoyed Michael Keaton as the Vulture. I love the villain. He's one of my favorite villains in the whole MCU. But Far From Home was somewhat of a miss with me. I don't know why. I think they had to focus on it, but I feel like the focus was too much on Tony Stark and not Spider-Man. The Mysterio was a big meh for me. I mean, they got the illusionist part of it. I just really didn't care for the villain. No Way Home, they had the nostalgia element. We got Andrew Garfield. We got Tobey Maguire in the film, as well as everybody else to come play Green Goblin. You had Sandman. You had Lizard, Dr. Octopus. All the OGs were back for the film. But I told everybody, I actually have not watched that film since it came out in theaters. I actually have not sat down and watched No Way Home because the movie was boring until the very end of the film. I'm not going to, it's just like Endgame for me. I actually haven't watched Endgame again as a whole. Sat down with my family or a loved one and said, hey guys, let's watch Avengers Endgame or Spider-Man No Way Home. I just haven't done it. So for me, I'm not going to sit here and watch a film where I'm bored for a whole 2 hours, specifically for Endgame, bored for a whole 2.5 hours. And then last 30 minutes, okay, let's actually have a good movie. Spider-Man No Way Home. I cannot remember the runtime, but 2 hours and some change. Final fight scene at the end. Let's go. We're ready for this. Spider-Man, let's go. So, again, not been a huge fan of Tom Holland's trilogy. What I am excited for right now, though, it's going to be a clean slate. He has a classic-looking suit. The only thing another thing I never cared about, which I'm interested to see how they do. I never cared for the Ned Leeds element of this Spider-Man series. I never cared for Ned that much. Is he funny? Yes. The character's good. Don't get me wrong. I just wish I wish Spider-Man had some more side characters to work with, like an MJ, Flash Thompson. I wish even the Flash Thompson they got now do not like the guy for 1 minute in the movie. But Gwen Stacy, I wish they had that element in there as well. Just some more supporting characters to make it feel like a Spider-Man universe outside of just Ned, MJ, Tony Stark, Happy, and that's all you got. And his mom, his Aunt May, Nick Fury. I just wish we had just a more Spider-Man grounded universe than what we've gotten so far. Do I think they have a chance to expound upon that? Yes. So this film is going to be set to release after Avengers Doomsday. So I don't know what this means. Does that mean Spider-Man is going to be in Avengers Doomsday? Remember, we talked about it in the last podcast. Spider-Man was not announced during the little cast reveal, the annoying cast reveal thing, I might add, during the cast reveal last week for Avengers Doomsday. He was not part of the list. With this film being set after Avengers Doomsday, I do think potentially there is a chance that Spider-Man is going to miss out on this movie. And then they're going to set him up for Secret Wars. Because I don't see a scenario where you're going with this Peter Parker story. Nobody knows who he is. And now all of a sudden he's supposed to join the Avengers. A group of people where before they knew who he was. So now that they don't know who he is, so the whole Avengers are supposedly not supposed to know who Tom Holland is, Peter Parker is. Does that mean that we got to wait and see what has happened from No Way Home to where Doomsday is going to lead up to? Has Peter Parker been Spider-Man for a little while? I don't know. We don't know. This is a lot of question marks that has not been answered since No Way Home, and I've been advocating for this. We haven't really had a bunch of content before leading up to Avengers Doomsday. We haven't. We haven't had a lot of movies from our heavy hitters. The movies we can really think of since No Way Home, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 from our heavy hitting characters. You had that Spider-Man movie. You had Thor, Love and Thunder. You had the one Ant-Man movie. And outside of that, I don't think I'm missing anything. You had Captain America 4. Just came out. You haven't had a Shang-Chi. You had a Marvels, but not a lot of people watched that, including me. I still have not watched that film. So that's just something that I'm looking forward to. Not to get too far off topic. Tom Holland seems like he's excited. I'm just worried about what villain they go with. I know a lot of people are expecting them. A lot of speculation has been going on saying that they were going to go with Chameleon. I don't see that happening whatsoever. Maybe introduce Black Cat. I want Tom Holland to get a film because I really do think Tom Holland is a great Spider-Man. I just want him to have his own film in a Spider-Man grounded universe, just like Tobey did and Andrew Garfield had to a certain degree. That's something that Tom has missed out on, and it's something that he deserves. There was also a story that Sony kept from Tom Hardy's Venom and Tom Holland's Spider-Man from clashing. We're going to talk about that in another episode. That was something else that was bogus. But getting back to the movie itself, the director, Destin Daniel Cretton, he done an exceptional job with Shang-Chi. I don't expect no less for Spider-Man from what he sounded like on the CinemaCon panel. He's a Spider-Man fan. He grew up a Spider-Man fan. So originally he was set to direct the Avengers movie. So Marvel has a lot of faith in him. I do as well because I think he done a great job again with Shang-Chi. So I'm excited for the film. It's Spider-Man. Hey, y'all see him over here in the corner. One of my favorite characters of all time. So I'm interested to see what Sony does with that. The very next title we are going to be talking about in the CinemaCon news is one of my most anticipated films of 2025, Superman. I don't know if they're still going with the Superman Legacy title. I've seen lately everything just has been titled just Superman. So I don't know if they've gone away with the Superman Legacy title. Whatever, we're just going to say Superman Legacy, okay? We got some news for Superman Legacy. We are going to be getting an extended preview when Minecraft releases later on. I can't remember if Minecraft releases next week or the week after. I really just cannot remember. So I guess that is going to be released to the general public. They did show footage at CinemaCon, so I'm guessing that might be the same footage that they're going to release to the whole world during the Minecraft premiere. So I guess that might be what they're showing. I'm hoping it might be something else because I'm about to show y'all the details. If you don't really want to hear spoilers, which is not really a spoiler, but it just expounded upon the trailer. But we're going to talk about it right now. So essentially, the preview that was shown at CinemaCon from sources that I watch in the YouTube realm, they expounded upon the scene where in the beginning of the trailer where Superman was in the middle of the snow, couldn't breathe, unconscious. Krypto comes and saves him. He whistles. He says, "Krypto, come take me home." Then Krypto takes him home. So from that section, there's a whole lot more expounded upon that moment. When Krypto first get there, he's all happy, all giddy. And then Superman, there's a little comedic scene where Superman's trying to get Krypto to calm down and stop being so happy. He takes him to the Fortress of Solitude. They said from sources that the Fortress of Solitude all of a sudden just came up out of the ground. They said it looked, the CGI, all of it looked great. So I'm very excited to see what that looked like. So there was a big door on the Fortress of Solitude with the classic S symbol straight from the comic book. I cannot wait to see that, even though I don't like the Superman symbol, but that's another topic for another day. And then the robots answer the door. There's a comedic thing with that as well. And they take Superman to the chair and they open up the roof so he can get the sun to be able to heal his body. And then they said the sun was rotating. So the Fortress of Solitude was literally rotating with the sun, as well as a minor detail that I missed as well. They said that they put some magnifying glasses on top of Superman to enhance the rays of the sun. It sounds beautiful. I'm excited. They said it was visually great. I've said this already. I have a lot of faith in James Gunn. I think he has what it takes to get it done. Does the suit not look good to a certain degree? Yes. Does the costume still look cheap? Yes. I don't care for the Guy Gardner haircut with Nathan Fillion, even though I'm a fan. Hulk Girl's costume, I've been complaining about it since the beginning. It don't look sexy enough for me. But all that is only person that really looks great comic book costume wise, I would say, is Mr. Terrific. But to not get deep into all that, let's just get to the expectations of this movie. The cast thinks it's great. The community around the film, a lot of people behind the scenes who work in the movie industry have seen test screenings of this movie, and they said it is great so far amidst the reshoots and everything. There's just a lot of rumors going around. But from the persona that we're hearing right now, this movie is a hit. I have to reiterate what I've said many times. This movie has to be a hit. Because if it don't, knowing that fans wanted the Snyder verse to continue and Henry Cavill to continue his role as Superman. So there is a lot on the line right now for James Gunn. Nicholas Hoult, David Cornsweet, and the lady who plays Lois Lane, Rachel Brosnahan. It was a great casting choice on all fronts. There's a lot riding on this film. I really do think that Superman fans are going to be very satisfied with this film. I really do. I think James Gunn made it like that, and it is going to be a nod to Superman fans. It's going to be comic accurate. It's not going to be dark and gritty like we have seen with Zack Snyder's iteration of Superman. So I'm excited. The movie is going to be out in around 3 months and some change. I'm ready to see another trailer, which we're supposedly going to get an extended preview when Minecraft comes out. So that'll be in the coming days. Be sure to be on the lookout for my reaction to that, even though I'm going to be copyrighted, but I do not care at all. But I'm rooting for James Gunn. I want his universe to be successful. From what the cast say, The movie looks great. The working environment was great. There's just some positive vibes going on with this film, and I'm happy to see it. We haven't seen a lot of promotion with this movie since the trailer has come out, which I really think is a good thing. I'm always been a fan. Hide as much as possible. Don't show too much. So from what we've seen from the CinemaCon footage that they did explain, we have not seen hardly anything. We're just scraping the surface. Even the trailer didn't even really have any dialogue, so we don't know what which I'm very interested to know. I want to know what Nicholas Hoult sounds like as Lex Luthor, because I've just seen his work. I'm questioning. I want him to have a very alpha presence. I want him to act like he owns the place. I want him to embody that Lex Luthor role. So I'm interested to see how he sounds with that. David Cornsweet as well. I've never seen the guy act, so I'm very interested to see how he sounds as Superman. Does he get on this Christopher Reeve type impression? So I think he's going to do a great job. He did highlight during this section of CinemaCon, he's used the old Supermans of the past. He's paid homage to them, and he's used them to help him pave the way to the Superman that he's going to put on screen for us. Rachel Brosnahan, I think she's going to do exceptionally well as Lois Lane as well. So there's just a lot of positive vibes riding on this film right now. And I hope that DC and Warner Brothers is going to be able to hit it home, and it is going to be a new day with the DC universe, because we have been deprived as DC fans from live action content for the longest time. Haven't had no Lanterns, Hulk Girl, expounding upon the Batman universe. It's really just been Batman, and nothing else. No Flash, Martian Manhunter, Green Lantern. Wonder Woman's been a whiff for me, in my opinion. So outside of Batman and Superman, we can't have nothing good. So, live action wise, specifically. So, I just hope, based upon the CinemaCon reviews, that we can expound upon the great news that has been coming along with this movie. Moving on to the last movie during the CinemaCon segment of the podcast, John Wick 4 is now a green light go. Keanu Reeves is returning, and reportedly a story is already set in stone and ready to go. Now, what does this mean? I don't know. I hope they're not pulling a Fast and the Furious type stuff where people's just resurrecting out of nowhere all of a sudden. So, John Wick died in John Wick 4. We know how the John Wick movies have always been. The action and the deaths are very hyperbolic. People become back alive all of a sudden. I mean, John Wick at the end of John Wick 3 fell off a darn building, for Christ's sakes, and still lived. A very tall building. So it wouldn't surprise me they're going to pull some bullcrap like they did in the past with this film and just say, okay, the Baba Yaga's back. But I'm excited. I cannot lie. Because I got to be honest, I love John Wick. Love the movies. I think they're exceptionally well made. I've been a fan of the first one all the way up to the fourth one. Even though the fourth one wasn't relatively, I would say it's my least favorite of all the movies. I actually haven't watched it since I watched it in the theatrical cut when it came out in theaters back. I want to say it came out back in 2022, 2021. But still, great movie franchise. That's not putting a knock on the franchise. John Wick 4 is still a good movie. It's just John Wick 1, 2, and 3 are so great compared to number 4. That 4 was the worst, but 4 was still a good movie. If you set up 4 in another movie universe, it'll be a great movie. A great movie. Just a great franchise. I'm excited to see what they do, what Keanu Reeves is going to do, what kind of story they're going to tell. It's John Wick. We're going to love it. They're going to do a great job with it. There is a ballerina spinoff that is set to be coming out featuring Ana de Armas. Is her character going to tie into John Wick 5? I don't know. There's been teasing going on in the past of this happening. And Keanu Reeves has always shot it down, which this is obviously what you're going to do as an actor. You're not going to sit here and spoil the film and just come out and say, oh, I'm returning. But it's common movie business. But is she going to be in the movie? So it has been teased in the past. So obviously Lionsgate and everybody behind the scenes has been trying to pull this off to begin with. because it is such a successful franchise. Keanu Reeves is a great actor. He does a great job with the role. Every villain that they've came up with, every supporting actor that they have put in these films has done an exceptional job. And it is just another W for the fans. And that is it. That is going to cap off my thoughts on the CinemaCon element of the podcast. And now we're going to get into something that I'm more passionate about. I can say, well, I wouldn't say passionate. I'm more educated on and ready to talk about you guys. I'm ready to talk about the new NFL rules that they just implemented from the owners' meetings, because we know the owners' meetings is going on. We have the coaches' meeting as well going on in Florida. So a lot of stuff's been going on with the NFL and trying to get stuff going for the next NFL season. And we got some rules that we have agreed upon. And I gotta admit, a lot of them I'm not a fan of. So let's get over these rules. I'm going to just go over them one by one, okay? The first rule, well, let's just go ahead and reiterate all of them, and we're going to come back and we're going to discuss them. The first thing that we are going to highlight, the Tush-Push, the one thing that has been the biggest focal point in the NFL since the Philadelphia Eagles started doing it 3 years ago. They have tabled it till May. So they couldn't quite come to a decision on it. A lot of people are still split on it. But 16 players did support the ban. And Roger Goodell himself went on to state that it does present a potential risk. Next, we got Sony's Hawkeye technology is going to be used now to measure first downs. The chain crew is going to be used as a backup. I don't know how I feel about that, but we're going to expound upon that later. The touchback has been moved up to the 35. It is going to keep teams from wanting to kick the ball into the back of the end zone, and it is going to try and force teams to want to do more kickoff returns. We got new overtime rules. Both teams will get the ball in the regular season during overtime, and the time is still going to be 10 minutes. So what do I think of the Tush-Push? I have stated this multiple times about the Tush-Push. I hate the play. I hate the play. It's not football. There has been rules. Defensive players can't push or pull the other defensive players behind the back. But all of a sudden, on the offensive side of the ball, you're able to put 3 people behind the quarterback and push them all together. Let's just think of Jalen Hurts for a minute. Jalen Hurts, he's able to squat 600 pounds. He weighs 200 pounds. So you got 800 pounds of strength behind, already getting the ball, and he's being pushed on top of somebody who's probably a very strong, another 600-pound squatter in Saquon, who's easily, so got him, you had Dallas Goedert, and you had somebody else. That's a lot of weight. On top of that big rump offensive line that the Eagles have. I've hated the play. I hate it because number one, it's the Eagles, but the Eagles are very good at it. I can't knock them on it. I've always been back and forth when it comes to the Tush-Push. I hate the play, and I want them to ban it because I don't think it's a good play for the game. It's a very boring play. I hate the fact that specifically with the Philadelphia Eagles, 3rd and 2, 4th and 2, you're easily going to get 2 yards off the play, and it's very inconvenient for the audience and the consumer because it's like, oh God, it's 4th and 2. The Eagles are going to get it because they're good at doing the Tush-Push. So that's the element I don't like about it. But on the other hand, I've said it plenty of times, I cannot really knock a team for being good at something. The Eagles came up with the play. Nobody really has been able to stop it consistently. So there's been some people who's been able to stop the play. But I really think that has been more about error on the offensive side of the Eagles not running the play right outside of the defense actually getting the stop. So you have that aspect of it as well. I just really think what the league should probably propose. Is you shouldn't be allowed to push. You shouldn't be allowed to only do push but one person into the front. Let me just get my thoughts together what I mean by that and be more clear. For the Philadelphia Eagles, if they're running the tush-push, only one player can push Jalen Hurts in the back. There can't be 2 or 3 of them, okay? I really think that's where we can kind of, we got to meet in the middle with this. I don't want to take the play away because I think it is it's a smart play. The Eagles came up with it. They're good at it, and you really can't take it away. But I really think we should fix it to be more like not so automatic. So what should I think we should do? I really do think you should only be allowed, one person can only push the quarterback in the back. There can't be 2 or 3 of them. That is my ultimatum to that. How efficient that ultimatum is, probably not going to be that great. But inevitably, in the end, I don't want them to ban the tush-push. I want them to keep it, but I just think we need to modify it in a way to where it don't seem so automatic. Moving on to something else that I don't like, which a lot of these I don't like at all. The first down technology I can't say I don't like this one. It's okay. The Hawkeye technology to measure the first downs. I just don't want the NFL to try and take the officials out of the games. I may be saying that because I am biased and I am a registered official myself. I am doing that for work. I am an official. I officiate basketball, football, and baseball. So I'm coming to this from an official's mindset. This is from an official's mindset. I don't want the league to take the game out of the officials' hands. Y'all know with the digital revolution of things, I'm learning it in college. I'm experiencing it in my life right now. Got the AIs on the run now. Tesla's creating robots. It's a scary thing with the technology of you just using technology and just taking away the human element out of things, aka the robots, possibly in your housemates, taking it away from actual us being the housemates, getting that actual exercise that we need to make. That's getting whole technical and getting away from the topic. But essentially, I just don't really like that they're taking it out of the officials' hands. What I think they should do is I think you should let the officials make the spot, and if it is a crucial play and a crucial down, then use the Hawkeye technology. Because there were many cases, specifically in that playoff game with the Bills and the Chiefs, there was some crappy spots, I have to be honest, when it came to the Bills and where they were getting spotted against the Chiefs that game. We're not about to get on a rant about the Chiefs getting all these calls and the rigged officials for the Chiefs. We're not going to get there. The Eagles won the Super Bowl. We're not going to get on that topic. But in a situation like that, when it's a big game, big moment, that spot could make or break the outcome of the game. Then I think let the official make the call. If somebody up front questions it, if a coach questions it, then we can use the Hawkeye technology. I just don't want us to get into the habit of just sitting here, okay, first quarter in the game, it's second down, close spot. Okay, let's just use AI technology to try and see if that's first down or not. That's not what I want, because I don't want it to slow the game down. And I don't want it to take out of the human element of the game. Again, it's the digital revolution. Do I want to see a digital revolution? Not really. So that's just, it's a good and a bad thing. I just feel like it could potentially be a good thing. I just don't want the NFL to abuse it. And lastly, we got touchbacks moving up to the 35, keeping teams from kicking the ball in the, no, this ain't the last one. Third to last one, kicking teams back in the end zone. I don't see the point of this. I mean, let's just be honest. Did we see more returns with the kick up, with the touchback being moved up to the 30? Yes. But now you're sitting here saying, in a situationally, at the end of the game, if it's more strategic for you to kick the ball in the end zone and keep them from scoring a touchdown, you're kind of penalizing the defense. Okay, we're going to give y'all an extra 5 yards now. You're on the 35. In a situation, let me expound upon that idea. In a situation, you're up 2. You're getting ready to kick the ball off to the other team. A minute left. Patrick Mahomes is over there on the sideline. Okay? Mecole Hardman, fast returner. You don't want to give them a chance to get the touchdown. So guess what? You want to kick the ball on a touchback. So guess what? The Chiefs is getting the freaking ball at the 35. Go figure. With a minute left, Patrick Mahomes on the 35-yard line. They ain't got to get but not even 30 yards to get in field goal range. That's easy money. That's the part of it that I don't like. Do I want to see more kickoff returns? Absolutely. Dallas Cowboys, we have Kevontae Turpin. We have a return specialist. So any situation where they want to increase the run backs, I'm a fan of. We wouldn't have the run backs. The Devin Hesters of the world wouldn't be who they are today without that element, the Deion Sanders, Jacoby Jones. I know there's plenty that I am mixing out on. The great return specialists in NFL history. A lot of them wouldn't have made their name today if it wasn't for that element of the game. And, of course, we've seen it rapidly dissipate over the last couple of years. And then last season, Roger Goodell made it an emphasis. And he's trying to bring it back into the game slowly but surely. But it is there's a strategic element to it. And I just hope that there is a situation where kicking the ball in the end zone is going to end up punishing a team instead of helping them out to win the ball game. But something I think they should utilize as well when it comes to this kickoff rule. Can we get back to the original kickoff with the players lining up on top of the ball? I hate the new kickoff system where there's people when they're both lined up 5 yards away from each other, 20 yards upfield. I hate it. I don't like it. It looks stupid. I know they're trying to decrease the injury risk, decrease the concussion rates, but let's just get back to just normalcy when it comes to that aspect of it, please, Roger Goodell. And we're going to move on to the last aspect of the list. New OT rule. Both teams get the ball with 10 minutes left. I hate it. This is the one I can definitely say I hate it. Okay. This is what makes football great. It's overtime. You win the coin toss, you get the ball. The game is over. And plus, this is the regular season. We're not trying to add more time into these players playing football. You've done and added another game. There's 17 games now. There's a possibility y'all's flirting with the idea of even adding another game, 18 games on top of that. So now, in overtime, you're trying to over here and add another possession to the other team. I hate it. If you win the coin toss and you get a touchdown, you win the game. You had 60 minutes to try and win the ball game. We're not about to give... Look, I understand it with the playoffs. I totally get it. I think it's appropriate for the playoffs because we don't want a situation where we had a thing with Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. Patrick Mahomes wins the coin toss, goes down. Josh Allen doesn't even get to touch the football after a historic game that he played. But for the regular season, it's stupid. You're just prolonging the game for no reason, and it just don't make sense. So that is something that I do disagree with wholeheartedly. There's no reason. Okay, if we had less games, that totally makes sense. I'd be all for it. I'm just looking out for them players from the players' point of view. From a consumer point of view, obviously this is great, but we're looking out for the players here. This is not an ideal. This ain't ideal for the players. Playing a regular week 8, middle of the season, just getting an extra possession overtime isn't going to mean anything. It really isn't. So I don't like that rule. And we're going to move on into the last aspect of this. So Christmas Day, we're going to have a triple header. Now, we're going to have 2 games Christmas Day on Netflix, and we're going to have a night game on Amazon Prime. So if y'all are not aware, back in 2024, we did have 2 games, one on Netflix and one on Amazon Prime. And they did come out with the numbers of the games on Christmas Day compared to the NBA. And the NFL smoked the NBA. So them doing this is a no-brainer. It just expounds upon the idea that Adam Silver in the NBA, y'all got to fix y'all's product because soon NFL is just going to run rampant around y'all and to a point where NBA Christmas Day is possibly going to become irrelevant. I hate to say that. I grew up loving NBA Christmas Day. Christmas Day, the Christmas commercials, jingle hoops with Carol of the Bells dribbling Carmelo Anthony and Russell Westbrook and them boys. Christmas Day jerseys, great matchups. I loved NBA Christmas Day. But now it is starting to become a stepchild to the NBA. To the NFL. It's just essentially where he's at. NFL is essentially just taking over. NFL is coming king. I don't know which other way to put it. And obviously that data that LeBron James talked about on the New Heights podcast featuring the Kelsey brothers was essentially true. Because guess what? We're getting another game, and it is essentially going to take away more viewership from the NBA. So Adam Silver, we got to get on the ball because we cannot have this happening. Okay, NBA is supposed to be y'all's day. We can't be sitting here having y'all guys becoming a stepson to the NFL. NFL's a greater product right now compared to the NBA. We got to fix it, Adam. Look, I know how to fix it, brother. You know what you got to do? Let them actually play defense. Figure out a way to stop them from shooting so many three-pointers. Make the game more physical. You're fixed. That's all you got to do, Adam. Make the players play more physical. Take away the three-point. Take away for shoot. Taking away the three-point aspect of it, that's not really that big of a deal in my opinion. But I got you, Adam. Just call me. Let me know. I'm not going to say my number on this podcast. I don't want people to be calling my number randomly, but just send me an email. Call me. I can help you fix it out because I got the key to fixing. I can cook. Okay, I'm cooking over here. Just give your boy a call. The very last topic we're going to be talking about today is something that I knew was going to happen. So, Micah Parsons has been reportedly offered a contract to make him the highest paid non-QB in the NFL. But there is some underlying factors to that. Reportedly, this contract is being conducted without Micah Parsons' agent, David Mulugheta. He is obviously, from the media space, considered one of the best agents and most profound agents in the NFL. He has people such as Deshaun Watson, who he gave Deshaun Watson a contract that is obviously going to go down as one of the worst contracts in NFL history. He has C.J. Stroud, Kyle Pitts, and there's other profound athletes in the space who have this particular agent. So he's good at getting people their money. Okay, obviously, just Deshaun Watson is all you got to say. Just when you're looking at an agent, you say who you work for. They just say first word David Mulugheta's got to say Deshaun Watson. Be like, all right. As an owner, I'm like, okay, you're the real deal. I got to figure out how to screw you over. Okay, because that dude knows his stuff. So let's just go ahead and play a clip of what Jerry Jones had to say at the owners' meeting about the contract situation.
Are you kidding me? That's just not something that you should worry about. You should be worrying about your ability to make it work, and you should be worried about what the player does. Does he have good enough health? Does he have enough skill to do what you're paying him the money for? The agent is not a factor here, or something to worry about. And I don't know his name. And so my point is that I'm not trying to demean him in any way, but this isn't about an agent. The agent doesn't have one thing to do with what we're doing when we get on a football field against a team. Micah does. To the degree I'm involved, I do. The people that have something to do with what we do going forward relative to our fans in football are me and the player, not the agent. And I'm not demeaning the agent. I'm just saying anybody can do this, and that's talk directly to a player.
Jerry Jones is just so frustrating. He literally just said that pretty much when negotiating a contract, it's not about the agent. Jerry Jones newsflash. Agents are hired because they are exceptionally well at finances. They understand their client's value, and they are going to make sure under every underlying term in that contract that everything is in the best interest of their client. Newsflash, Jerry Jones, the reason why you didn't conduct business with the agent is because you're trying to screw over Micah Parsons. Let's just be honest. The Cowboys have a history with this. They love to sign long, very, 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 very long deals. 5, 6, 7-year contracts, okay? That's not very common in the NFL. Obviously, for the best interest of the client, you want a 3, 4-year contract. So come 5, 6, 7, the team's in a bad spot, you can easily get out of that contract, okay? Nobody really wants to sign for 5, 6, 7 years. Another thing as well, Jerry Jones is wanting to screw you over on them underlying terms. Hashtag guaranteed money, possibly incentives. Is it going to be Jerry Jones is probably setting that contract up to be cheap, setting it up to be team favorable? Yeah, that contract might say he's the highest paid non-QB in the league, but guess what? What's the underlying factors of that contract? They trying to spread that money out, or trying to make it more trying to make it more heavy on the latter end of the contract instead of the first 4 years? Because we know how the Cowboys love to do that. And then Jerry Jones just saying that the agent isn't a factor and saying that he doesn't know his name. And then Micah Parsons as well. He came on to Twitter and just said he's not conducting any business without his agent, David. This is just another drama queen housewife story of the Dallas Cowboys. It shows the incompetence of how cheap the front office is, shows how incompetent Jerry Jones is, and just is just another ingredient to the reason why Jerry Jones needs to just retire. He needs to sell the team. You haven't done anything in 30 years. Nothing significant. The best thing you can do for this franchise, for the fan base, is not sit here and say some bull crap saying we're worried about the player and the fans and not the agent. Dummy. It's about the agent. They're made to give that player the best amount of money they can. This is your fault. You waited all this time. Myles Garrett's got signed. Nick Bosa's got signed. Max Crosby's got signed. God forbid if Trey Hendrickson gets signed before Micah Parsons does. We're definitely going to be in a doghouse then. We're already in the doghouse. We just got one foot sticking out. If Trey Hendrickson gets signed before Micah Parsons does, go ahead and put that last foot in the doghouse. This is just organizational malpractice. It is a continuation of the incompetence of the front office and another example of the reason why Jerry Jones needs to go. There's no other way to put it. There's no kinder way to put it. Jerry Jones has to go. It is unacceptable as a franchise of this stature to be ran the way it has, and the fans don't deserve it. Micah Parsons deserves his money. He deserves to be the highest paid defensive end in the league. His contract should have been done. If they were smart, you're not going to trade Micah Parsons. That is going to be the dumbest thing that the franchise would ever do. He is a transcendent player. He is a generational talent. He has been compared to Lawrence freaking Taylor out of all people. Okay? So Dallas, do yourself a favor. Pay the man now before it even gets worse in the back end. He's worth it, and he is a Dallas Cowboy at heart. But this is just another story element of another Cowboys offseason that is always a movie. It's always something. And it's never about football. It's never actually about winning a Super Bowl. It's never about the team getting better, getting set up for a promising future. It's always something negative. And guess what? As long as the Jones family has their hands on the Dallas Cowboys, it is going to continue to be that way. And there's no other way around it. that is it. That is all I have for you guys today for this iteration of the Alpha Podcast. Thank you guys for joining. If you have listened this long, be sure to hit that like button on the video. And if you're new, subscribe as well and to tap that notification bell to get notified when all my videos go live. Please, if you enjoyed, consider it to a friend, recommend it to a friend, and just let them join the family that we are trying to create. I thank you guys for the recent support of the podcast. Again, be sure to check out the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube as well. Check out all that in the link below. As along with my other videos, I have trailer reactions, comic book podcasts, more sports videos, and movie reviews that I have been slacking on a little bit. We're going to get better at it. I thank you guys for joining me for this iteration of the podcast, and I will see you guys on the next one. I love you guys so much, and more importantly, y'all all know how it goes. Peace, love, and positivity always, y'all. See ya.